back to school. They may be feeling a little added pressure to look their best. Over the summer, everyone posts on social media about what they did, right?
Well, all those posts, they can be a little bit misleading, especially when it comes to the perfect image.
The words I spoke, I've been saying many
Kids are literally killing themselves for an ideal that's not achievable.
Your tear-shed eyes, your fragile mind. I'll be
Behind all of the picture filters, 30 million people in the U.S. are suffering from eating disorders like anorexia or bulimia. College students are not the only ones at risk. Kids as young as 6 are facing these same issues.
Hi guys, it's Amelia Longi here, and today we're going to be talking about the eating disorder rise that's been going on in the world and the effect that it's now having on the body. There are many different kinds of eating disorders.
For example, these on the screen, there definitely are some that I bet you haven't seen before. But we are going to be talking mostly about anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, and the binge eating disorder. Anorexia nervosa is a common form of an eating disorder, and I want to say it's the most common that people hear of when they think of an eating disorder, anorexia. This includes the fear of eating, an unhealthy desire for weight loss, and is often paired with excess exercising. So what this is doing to the body is it's not letting it get enough nutrients because, one, you're either working out too much and your body isn't getting the enough nutrients it needs. For bulimia nervosa, bulimia is characterized by a binging and purging to achieve or maintain weight loss. Usually the person will eat a lot of food in one sitting, and then they will usually puke it all out and regret it. It's just a rapid and emotional eating and then feeling guilty about it, and usually using either laxatives or some other form to get the food you had just eaten out of your body. This will again go along with anorexia with not getting those nutrients digested in the body. And then for the binge eating disorder, this is just you're not able to control your portions that you're eating, and you're just eating too much food that you don't even feel hungry anymore.
With these different kinds, there are risk factors happen to the body and what this really does on the body. So I'm going to be talking about 3 main ones, but also going over some broad ones. The first one is osteoporosis. People with eating disorders are at risk of developing osteoporosis because their bodies are so deprived of the vital nutrients the bones need in order to grow and to remain strong. And we know that calcium is one of the most important nutrients for the bone.
Osteoporosis is the loss of bone mass and density occurring in the bone. And the bone is made up of calcium, which promotes bone mineralization, phosphorus, which promotes calcium retention in the kidney and also promotes bone mineralization, and also collagen, which we hear a lot is helps with hair growth and nail growth. There are different types of bones: the cortical, which is the compact, which is the outside of the bone, and the trabecular, which is the spongy part of the bone, which is the inside and is where red blood cells are created. And as you can see in this picture, the normal bone is more compact, and then with the osteoporosis, it's there isn't a lot to it. It's definitely more weaker, and there isn't a lot of sponginess to it. Calcium is crucial for bone regulation and the regulation of blood calcium. Osteoblasts are constantly being reabsorbed and forming bone, and the only way for it to do this is to have calcium in the body. And a lot of times people with eating disorders aren't getting enough calcium in their body, and they're really depriving themselves, which leads them to have osteoporosis. And a lot of times this can lead to bone breaks, wrist breaks, and spine breaks in the body.
Next one we're going to be talking about is heart damage. This could be many things. It could end up leading to a heart attack or extreme damage to the heart that may not be fixable. Anorexia actually has the highest mortality rate of all forms of mental illness, with rates between 10 and 15%. So that's extremely high, and with my guess, it will definitely go up in the future. A significant portion of these deaths are due to heart failure as a result of long-term severe anorexia. A lot of times this disease will go without notice, and it will have already caused so much damage without being able to fix it, which is really, really sad.
Heart damage can be really common if the eating disorder goes without notice for such a long time. And this is because since the person is not letting themselves eat enough and getting enough nutrients, there's no fat to them. And fat is really what protects the heart. And what we'll get to later, anemia also plays a role with this. This weakens the blood. So with those two things together, there's extremely bad, poor circulation of blood throughout the body. The heart is a muscle, right? And when you don't supply the muscle with enough nutrients, it becomes super weak. The heart will not be able to pump and circulate blood effectively, making the person lethargic and not be able to do strenuous things for a long time. There is overall a drop in blood pressure and pulse, and that really can contribute to slower breathing rates. Some examples of great nutrients for the heart are omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, monosaturated fats, folic acid, and potassium. This is really what helps the heart pump well, stay strong, and overall have a great blood pressure and energy throughout the day.
The final one that we're going to be talking about is anemia, which I kind of mentioned before. With the heart damage, it has a good thing to play because anemia weakens the blood because there's a lack of hemoglobin and a lack of red blood cells because the body isn't getting enough iron in the blood.
So since anemia is considered the decrease of hemoglobin and the reduced red blood cells, a lot of times it is iron that causes anemia, the decrease of iron, but also vitamin B6 can be a contributor to anemia due to the reduced hemoglobin synthesis that vitamin B6 provides. Also, folate can be a contributor to anemia, and this is because of the low hemoglobin with the megaloblast cells that help with the hemoglobin production. So it's not just iron, but vitamin B6 and folate. So you have a more of a increased chance of getting anemia because there is different nutrients that, if you're not getting enough, will cause you to have anemia.
Other ones I want to mention are you can have constipation, dizzy spells and faintness, abdominal pains, muscle weakness, like we talked about before. Because of the poor circulation, a person might feel really cold or really hot. Their skin can be dry, yellow colored, a lot of bloating, and this is all because of lack of nutrients going into the body. So I kind of want to end this in saying that eating disorders can affect your body in serious ways. Some being what we talked about, osteoporosis, anemia, and heart damage. Social media has caused eating disorders to increase rapidly, making this a worldwide problem that really needs to be stopped and to be helped. Many people think that eating disorders are as serious as they truly are. They see it as someone being really skinny or someone being, overweight and eating too much in this case. They see an outside and physical appearance and don't know what's truly going on inside the body. And so I hope that this educated you about the seriousness of eating disorders and to really truly know the consequences the body will endure.
Never could have